僕の未来大丈夫心決めたら振り返るなずっと味方さ僕は必ず今叫べ今進めよ立ち止まらずにまだいけるさ目障りな迷い蹴散らし先へ進めぎゅっとその手を握りしめて切り開け高鳴る鼓動で明日を鳴らせ君の名で強くなる約束するよ、yeah.
Comes to fantasy football and drafts.
Alright. Alright. Fuyu, thank you so much for letting me know that I was on mute again. God, Jesus Christ, fucking kill me, dude. Of course I'm on fucking mute. Oh, man. Kill me.
That's crazy.
This will never end with me fighting my OBS when it goes to having to not be muted and shit. Alright. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I hope y'all can hear Doug good. I got him on speaker. But yeah, you know, Doug here to talk ball. I'm here to talk ball. You know, I haven't done a mock, like I said, in case if I was muted, which I know I was. I don't know how long for, but I haven't done a mock draft in over a year. And since our last mock draft, which was I think was just before the draft started, last year's draft. Okay, yeah. It had just cut off. I don't know what for. Luckily, I caught it. But yeah. So right now, we're going to switch that over. All right. So right now, we're gonna go and spin this wheel. We're gonna see who's first in our mock draft. In 3, 2, 1. All right. Looks like I get first pick. Thank you, Wheel.
I'm just now seeing it spin on the screen.
Yeah. It'd be on some late shit, but hey, it is what it is. All right, so I got first pick. and you know, since I guess Doug, from what you told me, we were doing this with no trades.
Huh?
All right.
Yeah, we'll do this one with no trades.
All right, so y'all don't gotta worry about it, y'all. There's no trades with this one. So, are we doing a full is it full first round mock or is it full how long? How long are we doing this for?
We'll do the first round, like I said, because you admitted you're still getting acclimated to some of the players. This will give you a chance to get more acclimated, and then when you get a little bit more knowledgeable of some of the guys, we can up the ante. Maybe we'll even eventually do a full 7 and get real crazy.
Mm-hmm. I can see it coming where I think when we get closer to this draft, we might try to do a full 7. We might. I think we did last time until some bullshit happened, and then after that, I had to finish up the rest of the draft. I don't think that was last year. I think it was like a couple years back. All right, so for this first pick, it should be obvious. We're gonna go with Mendoza. He's the first guy right off the board.
Yeah, they're gonna take him Mendoza.
Now, luckily we got our player info thing. So if y'all don't know who Mendoza is, there's been a lot of talk with him coming into this draft, especially since they won the national championship, where he said he's the favorite to be the first overall pick after a 2025 season that saw him win the Heisman, led his Indiana Hoosiers to a Big Ten title. I'm gonna be fair. Look, I will give him props with this. Indiana Hoosiers and national championship don't sit well with me. That shit is not fucking normal. Okay. Out of all the college teams I would hear, the Indiana Hoosiers won a national championship in this timeline. I'm not used to hearing that. 6'5", 225. He has the Mendoza has the prototypical frame along with quick feet, nimble pocket mobility, understated creation capacity, and off-script feel. He's a crisp rotational thrower who always gives his wide receivers a chance, and he flashes high-end situational precision and layering ability. So I'll only read that part, but it says his peak. It says his peak could be Carson Palmer, which is very interesting, considering we've seen what Carson Palmer looked like at his peak. And that was just with the Bengals with Chad Ochocinco. So at least for me, that was. I don't know about you, but for me, that's as far as it went. But yeah, that's the first pick. Doug.
And I want to throw this out for your viewers in case they forgot. I'm a Raiders fan.
Yep, he's a Raiders fan, y'all.
Bleed the silver and black through and through. And as a Raiders fan, I'm still not 100% sold on this guy. I'm just not. But I'm okay with the pick.
Right.
Because we do need a quarterback, and you know what? I'm not even gonna get into it because we'll turn this whole episode into him.
Right.
All right.
And I'll be honest, and I have a feeling when it gets to a certain pick, I have a feeling I'm gonna be having a bit of a rant in a little bit. I see it coming because I've been holding my tongue as best I can when it goes to this shit for months and months and months. So I'm gonna try my best to keep it short, but I'm giving y'all the heads up when we get close to either pick 23 or when we get close. Yeah, really pick 23 when we get close. Oh God, brace yourself. But yeah, pick 2 is the Jets.
Because of the Jets being in the situation they're in, I think obviously the number one thing they need is a quarterback, but they ain't going to take a quarterback here.
Interesting.
It's just not going to happen. They would love to make a trade to get up and get Mendoza, I believe, and I swear to God, if they make the trade offers that I'm looking for, the Raiders better accept it because I want a quarterback next year. But since we're not doing trades and they got to sit here and make the pick, what they need to do is take who they think is the best guy on the board. Now I'm going to call it now, the best guy on the board, the best player in this draft is Caleb Downs, the safety out of Ohio State. There's nobody in college football better than him, regardless of position.
The safety, Caleb Downs. Does he go? Is that true?
They're not going to take him.
I'll be honest. I was about to press the draft button. I'm not going to hold you.
But they're not going to pick him. I'm just saying he's the best player in this draft, regardless of position, period. But they're not going to take him because you don't take a safety at number 2. You just don't.
Unless he's a generational prospect. Then that's a whole different story.
Which he could be. And they still ain't going to do it.
Wow.
So with all that said, what they really would want is a wide receiver. And again, you're not going to take a wide receiver here because football has changed. You're not going to take a guy at that spot. Because what better way to help out your shitty quarterbacks but to go wide receiver? You could go offensive line. They've done some business there. So next thing available becomes linebackers. Some people are all of a sudden goo goo gaga over Sonny Styles. I'm sorry, but when you do the underwear Olympics, otherwise known as the Combine, that doesn't tell me nothing. I like on-field gameplay.
The underwear Olympics. Hey, yo, put that in quotes, y'all. Put that in quotes right now.
You like that one?
This man called the NFL Combine the underwear Olympics. I ain't never hear no shit like that in my life, but here we are.
You don't agree with it?
No.
I don't understand the Combine. I never will. Because when you play a football game, you're in cleats, you're in pads, you're in helmets, you got a mouthpiece, and then we determine who our draft picks are by running them around in shorts and t-shirts. That does nothing for me. Put them on the field in gear, and now let's see what they do in football speed. That's what I need to see. So I will watch game tape before I give two shits about what you do at some combine. So because of that, Arvell Reese will come off the board at this pick.
Wow. Okay, Arvell Reese, the linebacker from the University of Ohio State. I know Ed is somewhere smiling that he's seeing all this Ohio State talent just coming off the board.
There will be four Ohio State players in the top 10.
Is there, like, what's the record for first-round picks out of a college? That's all.
Honestly, I don't know.
Like, there's got to be a record somewhere. All right, next is the Cards. The Cards situation is very, very intriguing. The Cards have a need at offensive tackle. They absolutely have a need at quarterback, but I would understand if they stick with their quarterback situation like they would. They also have a need at edge. They have a need at guard. And, of course, they have a need at running back. I'm going to be honest, if I'm the Cards, just take the best player available. Just take Ruben Bain and call it a day.
Wow. That's a shocker.
Let me guess, you didn't have him at 3?
Oh, hell no. I have him going offensive line. That would be me.
Not at no 3.
Oh, I would.
Not at no 3.
Because their number one need, no problem in my opinion, is a quarterback. If you ain't got a quarterback, you might as well start building the line to protect whoever it might be later.
Right.
But when you take an edge rusher like a Ruben Bain, who does have stubby arms, that's going to be his issue. He's got short arms.
Hey man, look. Some teams might not have a problem with that. Case in point, I'll go.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah.
I believe David Bailey's going to be the better edge rusher out of the two, but I still ain't going to argue no Ruben Bain being selected number 3 to the Cardinals. I'm just giving my opinion. I would go offensive lineman at this spot, but like I said, Bain, you can't get mad if that's who you end up with if you're a Cardinals fan.
Mhm.
Alright. Now, let the fun begin right here.
All right.
Because you're the Titans. You've already made some moves. You got a new staff. You got some things going on. Right now, things are looking up in Tennessee. They got the new gear. Thank God they fucking finally were doing what they should have done and stayed looking like the Houston Oilers.
I'll be honest. Look. I'll be honest real quick. The Houston Texans owner was stupid to not take those uniforms when, I think, if I'm right, didn't Tennessee offer to give them their uniforms and they said no?
No idea.
From what I remember, I think I saw this a couple of weeks ago, was that I saw something that said, oh, okay, the Houston owner, he decided to say no to accepting those Houston Oilers uniforms when they should have. They absolutely should have. And that was a dumb decision then. It's a dumb decision now, considering the college team rocks those uniforms.
I'm just glad Tennessee doing it.
Uh-huh.
Uniforms look good. I saw the reveal. It's going to be nice seeing that on the field. Still not the biggest fan of the logo, but that's the least of the concern now because at least they got the uniform colors right.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, things are looking up over there. So in this spot, they could go, holy hell, anywhere.
Yeah, really, anywhere.
Just looking
And it's not a bad pick.
They could take any one of them, and their fan base ain't gonna get mad. I don't think,
Yeah.
based off the situation. Now,
Yeah, pretty much.
you got a young quarterback. He's gonna be entering his second season. Do you go and get more line help? Possible. Do you take a guy like Carnell Tate and bring him in and add it to what you've got going on there? Possibly. You know, take David Bailey. Like I said, he's an amazing. He's fits their probably number one need, which is edge. Caleb Downs is there. I think it's too high for him just because of the way safeties are in this league. Although I would take him before any of these guys. You already know this.
Right.
But then the list goes on. Jordan Tyson, as you see at number 10, he's without a doubt physically, skill-wise, the best wide receiver in this draft, but does not deserve to go number 1 because of his injury history. He's a fucking liability, and I would pick 2, 3, 4 different wide receivers probably before him, even though he's hands down the best receiver in this draft. So, with all that said, you can take Sonny Styles because he dominated the Underwear Olympics this year.
Oh my God.
All right, but I'm gonna go crazy. You got a young quarterback, so you're gonna get him help. And you're going to take what some other people will argue is the best player in this draft, and they're going to take Jeremiah Love at running back.
Wow. Okay. Jeremiah Love is going off the board. Yes, Omega, we in mock draft season. To be fair, I've seen a couple mock drafts already posted on YouTube not too long ago, and of course even on the NFL Network and ESPN with Mel Kiper. I've seen a couple of those already. So yeah, it's just about mock draft season. When we're getting close to April, it's mock draft season.
I'm going to say this to you before you go into this Giants pick.
All right.
If the board falls anywhere similar to what we have in the top 3 picks, Mendoza, Reese, Bain, let's say it's not Bain, maybe it's Francis might go as a lineman, or Bailey or Sonny Styles is in there instead of Reese or Bain. When the Titans pick, they could take one of those 2 guys that are above them on the board right now that we have ahead of them. They could take them. They could go Tate. They could go Bailey, Styles, all those guys. If that were to happen and Jeremiah Love is on the board at 5, he won't get past 5. The Giants will take him. They will put Love together with Scatterbo and give some thunder and lightning action in New York. It will happen. You mark it down. You can receipt me later. If Jeremiah Love is on the board at 5, come the draft, the real draft, he will become a New York Giant. No question about it.
That's going to get real interesting considering the last time we saw what happened when the Giants picked a running back at a similar situation. Nova, how you doing? You said you sound the same? Yes, I do. Omega said, perfect since I just got back from the interview. Hey, I hope that interview went well. Very well. I hope you got that job.
He's perfect for them, and he's sitting there. Oh, man. Don't mind me. I'm just already thinking about the Giant pick.
Are you talking about Sonny Styles? Because that's probably where I'm going.
That's exactly what I'm looking at for them.
Yeah, because it's pretty obvious to me this is exactly where I think they would go. There's no way they wouldn't go and bolster up the defense even more. There's no fucking way. They already got 2 edge rushers that they like, that they drafted not too long ago, 2 homegrown talents. Why not add a linebacker that's good just strictly for coverage or strictly for like blowing up a like a running back or some shit like that. And I think Sonny Styles, ain't that something that he does? Because if it's not what he does, and that's gonna be interesting. Because I'm seeing this here. Okay, he makes a strong argument to be the best off-ball linebacker in the class. With a potential edge convert, shit, he got some versatility to him. Okay, 100 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, 5 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. Damn, this man can't. That is some versatility. So, yeah, I could see it, bro. There's just no way you're just not picking a guy like that. So, just looking at him dead in the face. So, yes, Sonny Styles is going straight to the Giants.
And the one thing that are on that is like his 43.5-inch vertical jump at the combine, or his 4.46 40 at the combine. Yeah, I said combine instead of the Underwear Olympics.
Okay.
But you going Sonny Styles, right? Yeah.
Yep, Sonny Styles. That's who I took.
Alright. So now Sonny Styles to the Giants. This brings up the Browns. The Browns. Now the Browns, they're going to want an offensive tackle. 100%.
Looking at one.
Okay, and you're going to see Lomu and Maigoa sitting here in front of them.
Yep, I'm looking at them.
They're more, to me, left side guys than they are right side, and that's what they need, a right tackle. And taking a right tackle at the 6th spot is too rich, but they have a pick comes up later at 24, and they might try and go there then. So what they're going to do here is they're going to say, you know what, until we can protect the quarterback, we're going to get the quarterback a little toy, and Carnell Tate's going to be the pick right here.
So he gets to stay in Ohio. Okay.
Correct. And so now they got a receiver to help improve the passing game, and they'll figure out the line with the next pick later in this draft.
All right, looks like I get another one of the NFC East. I get the Commanders. Okay. Commanders. They have a need at wide receiver, which I understand.
If this board fell like this, I'm going to say this to you. This board falls like this in real life. The Commanders' war room, they're going to have people on one end pounding on the table for one guy, and on the other end, they're going to be pounding on the table for the other guy. There's two guys on this board they're going to argue for.
Yeah, they're fighting between, do they want Caleb Downs, or maybe do they want to get Jordan Tyson, or maybe do they want to get David Bailey. They have the pick of the litter when it goes to this draft at 7. And I'll be honest, they can't go wrong with either or. They really can't. They legitimately can't. But if I was them, I would start getting younger at the wide receiver position, because we don't know how long Scary Terry got. I know they just signed him to an extension, but he's getting up there in wide receiver age, and that's usually not a good thing. Wait a minute. How old is he now?
I honestly don't know.
Hold up. Give me a minute.
While you're looking it up, I'm going to say this to you when it comes to wide receiver. If you're thinking you need to go wide receiver because you're old.
He's 30.
Yeah, so if you think you need a new wide receiver because he's getting older.
Shit.
Are you going to take a guy like Jordan Tyson when you know his injury history?
I might.
Because the man's been hurt plenty. It's scary plenty. I mean, his medicals is insane.
And Deebo Samuel is also 30. They're both 30-year-old wide receivers at your number 1 and your number 2. Now, it's either that. If they don't take him now, the next time they won't pick is in the 2nd. Because they don't get it. They don't have another first-round pick. So, injury history or not, it's like, look.
Think about it. When I see his injury history, he's torn his MCL, his PCL, his MCL. He's torn them all at one point or another in his career. He's never finished a season in college ever because of injuries. I'll tell you that too, in case you aren't aware.
This just sucks for them because, hey, look, you're talking to Commanders about injury history. They got 2 wide receivers that are up there in age, and they could get injured at a moment's notice.
Right.
They can literally get injured by just twisting their foot on a route, for fuck's sakes. Right now.
If he's never hurt, he could have possibly been a top 5 pick because he's that damn good.
Right. But that big if, it always keeps coming up. By the way, Nova, I haven't talked to you in a good minute, bro. I hope things have been going well with you as well. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. But, okay, well, in this case, it goes down to just 2 guys then. Do you want to get David Bailey or do you want to get Caleb Downs? And I think for them, personally, I'm shoring up the coverage. Because they did get rid of Lattimore. I don't know if they got rid of anybody else in the secondary. I think they did. And they're going to be in some need of some secondary help. So I'm going to go with Caleb Downs out of Ohio State.
Okay.
So it's literally a 2-for-1 best player available and a need because you don't know what the fuck you got going on right now in that secondary.
Right.
Caleb Downs might save their defense. Might. And that's a big ask for a rookie, but he might. They need to get younger at the position, just like how I need to get younger at wide receiver. But safety's more dire.
This would be a fun pick. The Saints.
All right, Saints.
If
I'm
this
looking at
board
one dead in the
falls-
face. I'm looking at one dead in the
if this
face.
board falls, and I mean, if this board falls this way, they
I'm
could
sprinting.
Be no more excited.
I'm sprinting.
Who did they just lose? Who's been with them 137 years? What was his name?
Yeah, I think it was he was their longtime pass rusher. What was it?
So
Cam
they're running.
Cam Jordan, I
Yes.
think, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was? Yeah.
Correct. That's correct. They're going to run a 3.840,
Uh-huh.
and they're going to go David Bailey's ours
Mhm.
fast as they can,
Mhm.
and that's the pick.
And for anyone that don't know about David Bailey, he skyrocketed up the 2026 draft because of his unmatched pass rush, production on later downs. After he transferred from Stanford, Bailey emerged as a star on Texas Tech elite defensive line, and he was a consensus All-American by getting 14.5 sacks, 19.5 tackles for loss, 3 pass breakups, and 3 forced fumbles, which is pretty damn good. Considering this, so if you had to look up some comps with him right here down below, at least combine comps, he was compared as a 96% match to Jared fucking Verse, who's doing pretty well over there in Los Angeles. Now, granted, I don't think he had a good season. Last year, but still, that's not bad if you get a 96% match to Jared Verse. So, yeah, if I'm them, yeah, I'm sprinting as fast as possible. And you're getting David Bailey. And you worry about everything else later.
And I want to throw this out before I miss it. We were talking about the Ohio State talent.
Mm-hmm.
We had an Ohio State player go number 2, and then they went 5, 6, 7 before Bailey came. So they went 3 in a row. So 4 of the top 7 are Ohio State players.
Sorry about that. Unbelievable. All right.
It's crazy. And it could fall that way legitimately in some form and or fashion.
All right. Next is Kansas City.
Excuse you?
Yep, I got Kansas City. No, I'm not saying their team name. Shut up.
It's Kansas Shitty Queefs.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, they're next. And I'm gonna be honest. If the board felt like this, I would be a little upset if I'm them, but at the same time, look, you just lost another fucking, like, you literally just traded away another cornerback. And if you don't replace that cornerback with a cornerback, you're a dickhead. Plain and simple.
Dickhead.
You're a pure fucking dickhead.
That's great.
I'm sorry. Pure dickhead to the highest extent. I understand that offensive line can be a thing for them. I get that. I understand possibly that, maybe, just maybe, they need to get another wide receiver. I get that. Considering a couple of the guys you got now got issues with wanting to, fuck with the cops. I get that. But if you do not address the cornerback situation, it'll be a worse situation than what it was last year with them getting bombed on down the field. So if I'm them, you got the pick between Mansour Delane and Jermod McCoy. And let me look both of them up real quick. Okay, one's 6 foot 190, and one is also 6 foot 190, but put on 3 pounds. Really, you can go either or. So I guess we'll go with Mansour Delane out of LSU. They literally had to pick a cornerback. They couldn't afford to pass on one. They had to do this.
And I will be honest, I think if you bring all 32 GMs in a room
Yes.
and tell them who you like better between Delane and McCoy, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 16-16 split.
Mm-hmm.
So Mansoor Delane has climbed up the boards to a lot of people. He was my personal favorite, and I think he started this process like third or fourth on the board, and he has now climbed to number one on a lot of boards. McCoy, I feel about him the same way I do Tyson. Injury history concerns me.
Right. All right. The Bengals are next. Have at it.
Well, the Bengals are bad.
Yeah, but they need someone.
Yeah. Because they would have taken a guy like Delane. They would have taken a guy like Bailey. They'd have taken a guy like Downs for sure.
This is a situation where this would be a trade down right now because all these players on this board, the Bengals don't need at all.
Well,
They don't need.
There's players that they need. Because remember, I don't follow these numbers that we see here where it says Francis Mounty goes 9 and McCoy's 13 or whatever. I don't buy into any of these numbers. Never have, never will.
Okay.
Because I know the value of the players and the talent. One guy that we know they're not even going to look at is Tyson because we know they don't need receivers. They have $14 billion wrapped up in wide receivers as it is.
Right. They're literally playing the arena football, but in the NFL.
Right. So when you look at this board, how it's fallen, where it's at, they're in a situation. You want a D tackle. Now, I had messaged you before the combine, told you Peter Woods is going to prove he's top 5 quality. I stand on that. To pick him at number 10 is not a reach for me, and they need a D tackle seriously. They could go safety, which means Dylan Fenneman's going to be high on some people's boards. I'm going to say it right here for anybody who's listening. I think after Caleb Downs, the best safety in this draft, regardless of free or strong, is Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo. He will be better than your boy out of Toledo when it's all said and done. I'm telling you that
Oh,
now.
he gonna be better than Quinion.
I mean, when
He gonna be better than Quinion Bay. Woo! That is some prediction. Oh, clip that, y'all. Fuck that. Clip that shit.
Is a beast. I mean, at 6'3", 210, I believe he is. I mean, my goodness. I just love him. And the discipline that he has and the usage of the hips. I mean, he's a traditional strong safety, and a lot of people are disregarding his value. He's, to me, is round 1 value and is the second best safety in this draft after Caleb Downs and is an overall top 10 player in this draft.
So I want to make sure you're talking about Dylan, the Animan. Is that who you're talking about? Or are you talking about?
I'm talking about Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Oh, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Yeah, he might.
Toledo.
And
That's why I said he's going to be better than Quinion Mitchell.
it'd be crazy. Hold on to this, y'all. It'd be crazy if he just so happens to be wearing the same shade of green as his own teammate, his own college teammate. It'd be crazy, but we'll hold on to that when we get there now, won't we? Now, where do you see the Bengals going? Is that where they're picking, or do you think that's too much?
No, I think if the board's falling the way it is,
They would
like you
trade
said,
down.
When you look at this board, they're like, who are we going to take?
They would trade
Since
down.
we're not doing trades, I'm going to go by the idea trades are not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck on one of 2 guys right now, and that is going to be Jermod McCoy.
Okay.
They could use him. They could. I don't know if they're going to trust his medicals. That's the problem with him. He has not played football since 2024.
Oh my God, he hasn't played in 2 years. That's never a good sign.
He didn't get to play all that shit because of his medicals. If his pro day had taken place, I'd have a better vibe right now, and I know that's coming up soon. Which I'm going to have a completely different opinion of him when we do our next mock together, because he's going to have his pro day come up. But because I don't have nothing to go off of a 2024 tape, is he going to be slow? Does he move? We don't know. I can't pick him at this pick. So you can take your little mouse and you can scroll all the way down to number 19, and you can take Peter Woods and put him on the Bengals right now. The D tackle.
Wow. This would be such a reach of a decision, in my opinion. Because
Not a
you know
reach at
damn
all.
well. No,
He's
no,
a
no.
beast.
No. He may be a beast, but here's how I see it. The Bengals could have got some capital and still got their guy. That's how I see it. Now, next we got the Dolphins, who need just about everything. I'm gonna be honest with you, because they're fucking rebuilding.
If you're the Dolphins, you take everybody's name, throw it on a board, and just blindfold somebody and throw a dart, and that's who you're taking.
Yeah.
And you're gonna need him.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think they're gonna start with Francis Mugoya, because yeah, they just need everyone. Just take best player available, whether it's a lineman, wide receiver, no matter what. If you see the top guy on that list, just take him and shut the fuck up. Because I think that's exactly what they're going to do here.
Okay, who's the top guy to you?
Francis Mugoya. That's the guy I picked out of Miami. He stays in Miami.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Yes, he stays there.
All right.
Stays right there.
That's my goal off the board.
Yep, Mugoya. Yep, he stays right there.
He
He don't go nowhere. Yep. You don't go nowhere. You stay right in Miami.
Alright.
Stay home. Alright, Dallas.
Cowboys.
The Dallas bitches is next. Now let's see where the fuck they're going.
Oh, I can't say Kansas City quick. Bitches. What you call it, the bitches? That's great. The bitches.
Mhm.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Because of what they need or don't need or what they can do or not do in this position.
I'm looking at one guy right now they could pick.
Now, I'm looking at this board, and I know
Two
what
guys
they wanna
right now
do.
they could pick.
I know what they'd want to do with this spot, and I know what direction they'd like to go with this spot, and they're going to be afraid to do it in this spot.
Mhm.
Okay? And I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this. Let's see, how do I want to put this? Because this is going to be fun since this is your division. So I'm trying to make sure I say it right. All right. Jordan Tyson is a wide receiver. And we know that he always likes his wide receivers. He's going to be an option for them. I don't think they're going to look at Lomu here. I just don't. I know they're going to look at McCoy heavily. If his medical's clear, he's going to be gone by now. But because of the situation as we're in right now, he would be taken.
Right.
I know they like Dylan Denneman already. That I know they already do. In real life, ridiculous. I mean, that's true. If they were afraid of the Tyson, Mekhi Lemon becomes a value pick for them at 16. Kenyon Sadiq, who's the next one on the list, is going to be this year's, without a doubt, top tight end. Okay, who do you think the top tight end is in the league right now?
That's a good question. There's a pick of the litter, honestly. I'm gonna be fair. I was gonna say Brock Bowers. I'm gonna be fair. I mean, but so everybody's thinking, oh, Kenyon Sadiq is gonna be this year's Brock Bowers, but that's a pretty tough ask considering we know what Brock Bowers can do. We know what he is. He's a possible generational tight end for all we know.
Well, when you look at Kenyon Sadiq, because I know you like looking at the little note card, and you look at the little note card, you read that. You tell me what you think Kenyon Sadiq is.
All right, Kenyon Sadiq entered his junior year at Oregon as one of the nation's most intriguing tight end prospects, having posted a 24.308.2 receiving line in 2024 and adding 5 carries for 24 yards while backing up Terrence Ferguson. Oh, shit. In 2025, he realized his potential as a tight end 1 in the 2026 draft class by getting 51 catches for 506 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's pretty damn good. 6'3", almost 250. Sadiq has hyper-dense and muscular frame, which he combines with elite explosive athleticism, fluidity, and seam-splitting speed. Oregon utilized Sadiq's athleticism often and run after the catch in seam-beating situations, but he also grew as an independent separator more than once, using his quickness to offset or freeze defenders at the stems before surging into space at the catch point. Sadiq's body control is a sight to behold. He has composure to hold strong in contact situations. Moreover, Sadiq's explosiveness and contact balance mix well with running to the catch phase. He's an extremely impressive blocker for his size, with a high degree of natural leverage, range, physicality, and alignment versatility. He can still improve his lower body strength and line. Indiana exploited his preference for attack displacement as opposed to power resistance. Nevertheless, Sadiq profiles as an immediate two-phase asset in the National Football League. And his combine comps is Dustin Keller from 2008 when he came out of Purdue. He was round 1, pick 30 to the Jets. Virgil Green, Noah Fant, which I remember him coming out and everyone was really hyping up Noah Fant like crazy. Mike Gesicki, and of course, we can't forget about the combine legend himself when it goes to tight ends, Vernon fucking Davis.
Yeah. He's how big?
Huh?
How big is he again?
He's 6'3", 250.
Okay. What was his broad jump this year in the combine? Do you know?
Let me see if I can find it by any chance.
I can tell you. You ain't got to look it up. I can tell you.
You can go ahead.
His broad jump was 11.1.
Damn, that's a pretty far jump.
What was his vertical?
That should have this up here. Hold on. No, I don't see it. Okay.
His vertical was 43 and a half.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Now, his 40-yard dash, when he ran the 40, without telling you what it was, he set the combine record for tight end.
He broke Vernon Davis's. Wait, was Vernon Davis the fastest?
Yes.
And I think it was like 4.45, 4.43.
Vernon Davis ran a 4.40.
Oh shit! He ran a 4.39.
Yes, he did.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah.
What the fuck is this dude made out of?
Kenyon Sadiq's gonna be a monster. I'm just saying.
Oh my lord.
And I'm also I'm gonna go on record right now and say if Kenyon Sadiq came off the board somewhere in the top, I'd say 7 to 15. It wouldn't surprise me. But I'm gonna get back to this Cowboy pick. I just had to share that with you because.
But knowing them, will they pick him?
Who's that? Cowboys? No.
Yeah, because I can tell you this right now. There's two teams on this list right now that if Cowboys or if the Rams don't pick him, they will. One in particular, who I know why they would pick him.
Yeah. There's a team looking me right in the face right now that I know would take him.
Right.
I'll get to that in a second. But
right.
For the Cowboys pick, just because it's a big need right now, and we're going to play the opposite hand that I just played when it came to the Bengals. I'm going to say, okay, medicals are good. I'm going to take Jermon McCoy for the Cowboys right now.
All right, Jermon McCoy goes off for the Cowboys. And if I am the Rams, this is going to be a very, very quick selection. You get Caleb Lomu, and you have yourself a good day. Because they do need line help. They do need line help. Let's not sit here and act like this is new news. They need line help. Bad. Especially considering you got, Matt Stafford about to ride off into the fucking sunset. So you need to be prepped for your next quarterback to have said line help. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. So, Caleb Lomu is going off the board. I swear to you, if Ravens somehow, some way, they fuck this up, I'm going to cry laughing. I'm going to cry laughing if they somehow fuck this up. You got the floor, Doug. I wish they would fuck this up.
Well, to me, it's going to be very clear who the pick is here for them.
Yep.
And he's the guy I've had penciled in for them for over a month. And that's because it's a need. It's a big need. It's a big need. It's a big desired need. And I already think you, since I already hyped him up, are thinking Kenyon Sadiq here. But that ain't the pick. It's not Jordan Tyson.
Oh, shit.
It's not Makai Lemon.
What do you mean it's not Kenyon Sadiq?
It's not Dylan Henneman.
The
Not
fuck?
any of those guys.
The fuck you mean it's not Kenyon Sadiq?
Because you can't throw the ball to any of these guys if you can't protect Lamar.
Wow, so it's Monroe Freeling?
So because of this, you need to take your biggest fucking need, and they need to make sure they get Olavi Ione out of Penn State to play guard.
Wow, you right, because they did let their best center go. Yo, I forgot. Oh my god. Unfucking real.
Ione's the pick at 14 if he's on the board, no question about it. And I almost am willing to say it don't matter who else is on the board. I still think that's going to be their pick.
Yo, I shit you not. I had the button on Sadiq for like the past 10 seconds until you told me it was this motherfucker. Unbelievable.
Ione's the guy. That's just going to be their guy.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I ain't going to lie to you. If I was the Rams at 13, I may have taken Sadiq.
Oh, wow.
And paired him up with Devontae and Puka.
You could, but here's the problem. They got no fucking line.
Oh, I know.
And on top of that, it's like, all right, bro, that's all well and good, but how Matt gonna throw it to him if you don't got a fucking line to speak of?
Did you put Stafford in shotgun?
They already put Stafford in shotgun. He still gets his ass whipped.
You just fire it right away. You make sure you put Kenyon Sadiq in situations where it's being covered by a fucking linebacker. He's gonna win every time.
Oh my god. They probably still would have. They probably, I'll be honest, knowing the Rams and knowing that this is the season for them to try to go all in, they probably would go Sadiq. And it wouldn't shock me if he goes at 13. It actually would not shock me if he does. But, here's the big, again, this goes back to my point. If they cannot protect Stafford, how the fuck are you going to win a Super Bowl? Knowing when you get into December, it's defense football by that point. And if you can't protect your guy, good luck. They've seen this already the past 2-3 times what happens when you can't protect Stafford, especially in December football. So if I'm them, you better pick the best lineman and worry about everything else after. But yeah, the
Bucks. You're not fun with this pick. That's next.
Oof, I'll be honest. If I'm the Bucks, they're in a tough situation. They're stuck between two things, possibly three. Do they want to go safety? Do they want to go tight end because they want to get splashy and then Kenyon Sadiq, or do they want to go with an edge, which they do need an edge?
Don't forget. Do they want somebody to replace Mike Evans?
Right.
So they have options here, and there's players
available. They have options. They do.
And there's guys available at almost every spot that could help them. Like I said, when I do these mock drafts, you see the little logo there and the little blue bar. It says team needs. I ignore that shit.
Yeah, I know you ignore it.
Numbers. I ignore that shit.
Yeah, I know you ignore it, but hey, look, some of them, it ain't too far off. They do need this on top of the fact they do need a Mike Evans replacement.
Yeah.
Do they really believe the wide receivers they have right now are enough to where it's like, okay, you know what, we can go ahead and skip on wide receiver right now because I know they got Emeka Egbuka. They did get him. He did do a solid job. But is he enough?
Well, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers took the field right now, they'd have, like you said, Egbuka and Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
That'd be their two. And then Jalen McMillan would be the next receiver in line.
Right.
And I think then you'd have Tez Johnson, Dennis Houston, and Cameron Johnson would be the next receivers. Oof, not good. So if you don't take a wide receiver in this spot, we know you're going to get one somewhere.
Right.
That's going to happen. So if there's a bigger, better possible selection here outside of receiver, it's worth taking because you can get a receiver later. Because when you, like I said, when you look at the receiver depth in the draft, it's not like it's the greatest, but there's going to be some options potentially available in the second round if you wanted to wait till then. I love Omar Cooper and Casey Concepcion. Chris Bell's injury history scares me, and then you got Denzel Boston. I mean, the list goes on.
Now, here's my question, though. What about their safety situation? How's that looking like? What about their edge situation? How's that looking like? I have to know. I haven't been paying too much of attention to the Bucks, but I know they lost some pieces.
Well, they have Tyke Smith at strong and Winfield Jr. at free.
Okay, they could do better. They could do better.
Got Killebrew. They picked up Killebrew in free agency from Pittsburgh to back up Tyke. And I think I think it's Rashad Wisdom. He's backing up Winfield. The edge situation, and you got Kalaje Cansey. He should be on the left, and Ashawn Robinson, who they just got from Carolina, should be on the right.
That doesn't sound like
much.
That's not.
They ain't got much for depth. I think Hutch Monster and Elijah Roberts, I think, are the backups, which isn't anything to talk about.
Hey, look, Bucks fans can kill me right now, but look, you gotta go with Falk here from Auburn, and that's exactly who I'm going with. Like, I get it, y'all don't want to draft for need, I get it, but you're also getting a very good player as well. Look at it that way. And right now, your edge situation ain't looking too hot. Your safety situation for me is looking a little iffy as well. Because if it was really up to me, if you didn't mention that edge situation, I'd have gone with Dylan here from Oregon and also called that a day. But I'm gonna go with Falk because I feel like it scratches off both. You go with a damn good player, which they do need, and they need to fill out that depth. It's not looking too hot when it goes to him, and I don't know, and we don't exactly know how good the edge rusher class is for this. So you only got so many of them that you can go grab. So Falk is the guy I'm going with.
All right, so it brings us to 16. And we come to the Jets. And oh man, because of the way this board is sitting. It's very tough.
They can go anybody they want. To be fair, it's the Jets. They always go anybody they want. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
And they fuck it up.
Now, you see how it's saying when you look at the sheet. Oh, wide receiver. Okay? They got Garrett Wilson. They just got Adonde Mitchell last year, and he was just learning the system. They got Isaiah Williams, who they picked up from Cincinnati. They could still use some depth, so we're just going to mention that. Their tight end situation is Mason Taylor, who they love. So they're not going to look at Kenyon Sadiq as an option in this position. They're just not going to do it. Okay, could they use an offensive tackle? I say no. They're not going to look at the Fenneman. Makai Lemon is in the same boat as Tyson. They could be looking at him. Then Spencer Fano, another lineman. Do they go corner? Do they go D tackle? These are all these options. They could take any of these guys, to be honest. But when you look at their picks, okay, they pick 44 and 33 in the next round. That's where they're going to target their wide receivers. Okay, so where are they going with this pick? Where do you think I'm going with this pick?
I think they're going lineman.
Right side of the ball, wrong position.
Right guard?
Rub that baseball in your hand. Real good. That's right. I said baseball because you're getting your big curveball today.
Oh, here we go. Where are they going?
The Jets are going to take Ty Simpson, quarterback. Because I told you.
Oh my God! Ty Simpson at quarterback.
Here's what's going to happen. Ty Simpson will be a first-round draft pick.
Oh my God!
The question is who's going to get him. The big consensus is he's not getting past 21 to the Steelers.
Oh,
that's where he's being mocked. He's being mocked to the Steelers a lot. But he ain't going to even get there if he's still on the board at 16 with the Jets because they have 2 second-round picks.
Oh,
they can wait to fill some holes And I said it to you before we went on the air. The gap between these two isn't that big. Friggin' Dan Orlovsky today even said he thinks Ty Simpson's the best quarterback in this draft. And the reality is he ain't the first guy I heard say it.
Unbelievable.
And again, from week 1 to week 8, 9, 10, Ty Simpson and Julian Sand was the talk of the league. They were the best quarterbacks in football. Nobody even mentioned fucking Mendoza.
Unbelievable.
But because of all the hype and all the blah, people forget how good Ty Simpson really was this season. He was great. And to get him at 16 is not too bad when you've gotten a big player in Reese earlier in the draft. You've had an okay quality offseason right now. You've been building your defense with your coach, who's freaking defensive-minded. So your defense is going to be good. You need to freaking get somebody. And when you bring Geno in, you can let this kid sit for a year and learn. And it could be the most perfect situation for him, which is why I'm going to say Ty Simpson goes 16 to the Jets if the board falls this way.
Unbelievable. What a fucking draft this would be. Well, the next is the Lions, and I think it's pretty obvious where they need to go. They need to go with Monroe Freeling, the offensive tackle out of Georgia.
I love that kid. You know, Monroe, when I sent you my list of climbers because of the combine, Monroe Freeling was on fringe of whether or not he'd sneak into the first round or not, and now he's marked 14th on this as the so-called 14th best player because of his combine.
Unbelievable. Because 14th? Of the Underwear Olympics, he gets to 14.
That's right.
Well, he gets 14.
Monroe Freeling, I like it. I'm not even going to argue that. I like it.
If I am the Vikings, I'm sprinting to the fucking podium with their pick.
You're sprinting?
I'm sprinting.
You're absolutely sprinting?
Yeah, I'm sprinting. But hey, look, it's up to you for where they would go. But I'm sprinting.
I think you're going to say you're sprinting because of Dylan.
Yes.
That's going to be my guess.
Yes.
You're going to sprint because of Dylan.
They lost. They have no safety to speak of.
What?
At least I don't think they do right now. Right?
What?
Wait a minute. Didn't Harrison Smith out here didn't he temp retirement or some shit? If I'm right.
Yeah, they took the field today. Jay Ward is the free safety, and who the hell is it? It's Medalist.
Yeah.
I think it's Joshua Medalist would be the strong safety. I think that's right.
Bro, I'm sprinting to the podium right now.
And I know some people are going, who are those? Who are those guys?
Be like, who the fuck is that guy?
Who be them? Who be them guys?
What the hell is this?
Now, like I said, we got to really break this down.
I'm sprinting
to the podium. Look at this.
They don't need a receiver.
No.
They don't need tight end.
Listen to me carefully. You got Jefferson, and then you got Addison and Ty Felt. Man, you can add one of these potential pieces. It's tempting. So I'm just going to mention it. It's tempting.
Tempting.
Okay? That Tyson and Lemon is tempting.
Tempting.
Okay? Then you got these other guys sitting there. Then you're like, who? Maybe this guy. Maybe that guy. We need a corner. Do we take Avion Terrell, who I know is going to be very, very good in this fucking league? Oh, man, do we take him? Do we get him? So we have to really analyze. We can't just run up and say, here, we need this. No, I'm just kidding. It's definitely got to be Dylan.
Bro, ain't no way it's not Dylan. They have no safety to speak of. Their safeties are fucking ghost town.
I had to have fun with that one. But, yeah, if Dylan's on the board for them at 18,
they're
going for joy. They are rock hard running to the podium.
They are Sonic speed boosting their way up to that podium the minute they know that Dylan is right there just waiting to be a Viking. Ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no way.
You gotta love it. Alright, now with this pick, I'm very curious where you're going with this Panther pick.
Oh, this is gonna get interesting.
Yeah.
Because the Panthers do need everything.
Anything.
The Panthers just pick anything and run with it. And
there's so many players on the board right now that they would be sitting there rubbing their hands together going, oh my God, we can get this guy. Oh my God, but wait, we can have that guy. Oh my God, oh wait, we can have this guy.
They can have anybody. They can have anybody. They could get someone to pair it with Tech at the wide receiver position. they could finally address, and get a proper tight end again with Sadiq. They could protect the quarterback even more by getting Spencer Fano. They can do that, and I recommend that they do.
I mean, you got Leggett, Ted McMillan, and Jalen Coker would probably be their top three. And then they got Michi, Jimmy Horn, David Moore, got a couple other guys. But that would be like their top guys. So you bring in one of those other receivers. They're probably going to take Coker's spot.
Right.
So that would be Leggett, McMillan, and whoever they would take.
They
but
could.
This is them again going wide receiver maybe 3 years in a row.
Right. I'm pretty sure they're not going
to. 24. McMillan was the number one pick in 25.
Right.
And then Tommy Tremble, who they picked in the third round in 2021, is the starting tight end. So are they going to take?
Right. Are they going to go ahead and go Sadiq and say, fuck it, we don't care about Tommy Tremble?
We get another thing. Or like you said, have an offensive tackle. You could take Spencer. He's going to have to go to the right. Because Spencer Fano's a right tackle.
That's what I was thinking. Like, can he play right? Because if he can play right tackle, then he's going to go right over there.
Well, they got Taylor Moton, and they did sign Stone Forsythe in this offseason for their right tackle spot. So they got their depth piece for it. Okay?
But they need a starter.
I know for me what I'm doing with this pick if I'm them, but I ain't saying nothing until you make your decision. Because I already know where I'm going.
Well, once I make this pick, you can go and tell me exactly where they would go. I'll be honest. I gotta go with Spencer. I gotta go with Spencer because look, we've seen how life gets for Bryce Young when he does not have that protection. It gets fucking horrible. Yeah, I'm locking that in, bro. I'm locking that in because we've seen how life gets for Bryce Young when he does not have that protection. Shit gets horrible for him. He needs every bit of time he can get. If that means this man has like 20 seconds of time, you give him 20 seconds of time. I felt bad when I was seeing this dude getting hit all over the place until he finally got their shit together. I'd rather not see him go through that again. So where would you go?
Think.
It's Sadiq, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, okay.
It's defense.
Oh, it's defense.
Huh?
So you would go, hold up, so you would go, since it's defense, I'm guessing you would go with Avian Terrell?
What's that?
You would go with Avian Terrell?
Nope.
Oh. So where would you go?
I'd have taken Emmanuel McNeil-Warren right here at safety.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. Well, still getting a lineman is not a bad thing.
Oh, I'm not mad at that pick. It's a nice pick. If you're a Panthers fan, you're like, yes.
Right. Like you need to protect your dude.
4 or 5 other guys, you might have been like, yes. You can't be mad. He may be the best pure right tackle in this draft, Adam.
Right.
So you can't be mad. All right, now we go to the Cowboys here.
The Cowboys will definitely go with EMW on this one. They got to. They do need a safety. They also need corner help. They need everything you can get.
Well, remember, they had the 12th pick, and they got Jermod McCoy at corner.
Never mind. Now they need a linebacker or safety.
So they got the corner. Now here's the question. It's Dallas. We know it's a passing league. Coming into the season, they're going to have Rebel, who you knew I was high on last year.
Right.
He's going to be starting probably on the left side. And then you got Coble Durant. He's the starter right now on paper to the right.
Right.
Most people's going to say, who the hell's that? And then Deron Bland, who's one of the best nickels, is going to be back. So they're good there. Do they get crazy and add another corner?
Deron Bland's one of the best nickels until you see that man get burnt toast. And after that, he's not one of the best nickels in the game. So, yeah, I would be a little scared talking about he the best nickel. Then when it comes down to it, he gets cooked.
Right. Then they got Malik Hooker. He's probably going to be a starter at free. And then, what's his name? Jalen Thompson's the strong safety.
Real quick, right before you continue, your rivals made a move apparently. Why the fuck did they do this? They gave Travis Kelce 3 years, $54.7 million deal. Why? What the fuck?
I don't know.
He was tempting retirement. He goes from that to a 3-year deal. I mean, all right, bro, just make your money, but
Well,
continue.
His mom, girlfriend, fiance, whatever she is,
Make your money,
you
I
know,
guess.
said, listen here, Travis Swift. This is what you got to do.
Travis Swift.
Yeah, when they get married, he's taking her name. We know this.
Ah! Oh my god. Travis Swift. Clip that, yo.
That's what's gonna happen. He's taking her name.
Travis Swift.
You tell me you never heard that said before?
Nope. Travis
Yeah, well, it's
Swift.
Travis Swift. Alright, but are the Cowboys sold on Jake Ferguson and Luke Schoonmaker? I say yeah. I think
Oh,
they
hold
like
up, y'all. Gotta read. Hold up. Gotta read. Sorry about that. My bad. Yo, thank you so much, Kate De Niro Swag, for the raid. I hope your game went well. You was playing Tomb Raider. Shit, I need to actually keep on playing that. Yeah, man. Thanks so much for the raid. Yeah, you have yourself a good day. Hope everything went well. Continue, Doug. By the way, we're doing the NFL draft here. We out here doing a mock draft, so just pull up a chair, grab something to eat, and relax and listen to our bullshit. Doug, go ahead.
Well, to say this is gonna blow you away. You got Pickens, you got CeeDee Lamb. We all know Mingo, Paris Campbell, Cavante Turpin are all on the bench. Then the next one's up.
Right.
And then you got Ryan Flournoy, however the fuck you say his name. He's one's probably gonna be in the slot. But we don't know if Pickens is gonna remain in Dallas. You just wonder what's gonna happen there.
He's gonna stay there. He gonna stay there.
I'm gonna say this.
He gonna stay there. They're not gonna get rid of him.
I'm gonna say this. Regardless, I'm gonna give the Cowboys Makai Lemon right here.
Wow, Makai Lemon to Dallas. Well, to be
Because-
fair, that man is. These wide receivers have been slipping so far, and they usually would have been long gone by now. Jordan
Jerry
Tyson,
Jones.
Makai Lemon, usually they be gone.
Jerry Jones will be walking around the war room so hard right now because he got a corner and a wide receiver. His two favorite positions that he loves to pick. And he
Right.
got them both in the first round. And this is all because of Jordan Tyson's medicals. I went Makai Lemon. Because Makai Lemon is no Jordan Tyson. He's just not. And I'll repeat it to those who might not have heard it. Jordan Tyson,
Yeah, that's so fucking
athletic-wise,
crazy.
play-wise,
That
is
is
the
so
best wide
crazy.
receiver in this draft. But because of medicals, it ain't going to play out that way.
That is so insane. That is
Cardell
so
Tate will be the
insane.
guy.
That is so insane. All right, we now got the Steelers next. You said you want to make new friends over here, Katie. Bro, man, everybody's always welcome to make friends over here, bro.
You, unless you're a Bronco fan.
Oh my God. Okay, we got the Steelers next. Steelers.
Are crying right now.
I'm
'cause
sure they
lost
are.
Ty Simpson. They
They-
lost out on Ty Simpson.
This is a situation for them where they would trade down. I'm gonna be fair, bro. They gotta get some picks back. They gotta do something. But
They're crying.
seeing as
They're
we're not
crying.
doing trades, we gotta take what we can get.
Oh, come on. Throw a curveball in here. Take Garrett Nussmeier off the wood. No, I'm just kidding.
They just might. I'm not putting it past them. They do need a
They're-
quarterback.
They ain't going to take a quarterback that probably won't go to the third or fourth round right now. You're crazy.
I mean, they still might trade down and still take the quarterback they want. I mean, it's not a
But there's
problem.
a guy there's a guy sitting there that they would take because it's typical Steeler move.
Yeah, it's a typical Steeler move where they would go with Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State.
Absolutely. That's exactly
Yep,
what they
it's
would do.
very typical. It is so
Because of his
Steelers, it's not
value.
even funny.
And what he could be,
It's so Steelers, it's not even funny.
they'll snatch him up so fast right now.
Yep. All right, now you're on to the Chargers. This is gonna get interesting because Chargers they need. I mean, I know you say you don't want to follow what the blue shit says with the what team needs, but some of it ain't that far off because I'll be honest, it's not really the offensive weapons that's the problem for the Chargers. It's really not. Could they always use more of it? Yes. Is it the problem that they currently have? No. Not for me. Maybe for you, but not for me. So yeah, you're picking for him. Go ahead.
I mean, clearly, I agree with the fact that guard is on the board as the number one hole for them because it is. That's actually right. But Chase Basantis is probably the next best guard in this draft, and they have that right at least on their little big board here. But he's a round 2 guy, no question about it. So then it's like, okay, can we go edge or D tackle? Going by their board up here, do we go edge or D tackle? Caden McDonald, I like, but I'm not sold on him 100%. Then you have Akeem Mesidor, who I am huge on, but he's 25 years old.
Right. That's pretty old for a fucking draft pick.
Right. So it's like, shit. Do we go that route? They need potentially a safety, as you see by the so-called board.
Yep.
And they also need a corner. So when you think about the Chargers depth-wise, we're going to mention the corner and the safety first. It's going to be Tarheeb Still and Cam Hart. I think that's our starting corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then Elijah Molden and Tony Jefferson at safety sounds a lot better than the corner situation. Then at edge, Jamari Caldwell is going to be the defensive end on that side. Linebacker, they got Tuli Tupiolotu, Khalil Mack's back. So you could clearly bring in some guy there because he's older, he can learn. And then I'm stuck here looking at this because of one or two reasons. Do they go tight end just because Kenyon Sadiq's there? And then when you realize, no, they got Gadsden, who they got last year in the 5th round, and he freaking balled his ass out.
Right. Do you
So
really want to do that?
So you don't want to do that. So because of the way the depth sits on your team and the way the current big board is, they would sit in the room right now and they're going to be like, guys, is it Avion Terrell or is it Akeem Mesidor? It's going to come down to those two if the board fell this way. Who do we go with? Who do we go with? Do we get the guy to chase the quarterback, or do we get the guy to pick off the ball from the quarterback? Either way, we got to stop this quarterbacks in this league. And quite frankly, you've got a better front seven than you have a back secondary. So I'm going to take Avion Terrell for the Chargers.
Okay, hold on. Avion Terrell. Yep. All right, he goes to the Chargers. And it's only right that at pick 23, the Eagles belong to me. And I'm spitting bars. But I also know this. Y'all sat here for over 1 hour and 20 minutes waiting, salivating, and wondering, what the hell am I going to have to say here? And we know what this is about. Let's not beat around the bush. We know this is about A.J. Brown. We know damn well that from starting up in October or so, November, when this shit started, up to this point, we have heard nothing but trade rumors over and over and over and over about A.J. Brown, whether or not he still wants to be here or whether or not he wants to go to New England. Now, before I even so much as make this pick, I do need to get this rant out of the way. I need to get it out of my system, get it out of my chest, because the sad thing is we're gonna continue to see this until June 1st. But I'm going to try the best I can to make it as quick as possible. I'm going to stay on one end where, before I even get to the Eagles' point of view, I'm going to look at this from the Patriots' point of view. If I'm the Patriots, I get having A.J. Brown would be very enticing, but they're going to have to start really weighing some pros and cons about A.J. Brown. And not just him, but also these draft picks for, at wide receiver. So here's what I don't get, and this is what I've been seeing so much with social media is everyone keeps saying, yo, A.J. Brown and the Patriots, A.J. Brown and the Patriots, oh, they give up, they're keeping their first round pick. They're only going to give him a second. They're only going to give him this. The way that I look at this is so funny to me. Because this goes one way. Either you get the A.J. Brown that you got from Philly that he wanted to leave, and he ends up being a toxic locker room cancer that y'all think he is. In my opinion, he really isn't. That y'all really think he is because y'all either can't win games or you can't win a Super Bowl. And then he starts bitching, and then all of a sudden we start the cycle all over again wondering where's A.J. Brown gonna go next. Do they really want to deal with that head case? In fact, let me ask this, and this goes for every football fan here that has been watching for just as long as I have. Is it really in the Patriots' best interest to go after a wide receiver that is deemed a quote-unquote diva when we know the history of the New England Patriots where they don't deal with that kind of shit over there, regardless of who's there at coach or not? They don't deal with that shit. When Randy Moss came in, he checked this shit at the door, and we know what Randy Moss was. When you know, like, he was definitely talking his shit, considering what he was over there in Minnesota. Ain't no way he wasn't coming after coaches and some shit when they wasn't getting the job done, or if he wasn't getting the ball. Rightfully so, he should be getting the ball, considering who he was. Ain't no way this wasn't the case for plenty of other big talent acquisitions that the Patriots had gotten before, where they had to check their shit at the door just so they could win games. If y'all think that for A.J. Brown now, right here on a Super Bowl winning team like the Eagles, what makes you think he wouldn't do this over there in New England? That's what makes this funny to me, with the amount of people that want A.J. Brown so fucking bad that they're willing to give up no less than a first round pick for him, and they don't think he'll just, and they just think, oh, okay, everything's going to be all fine and dandy right after we get him. That's what makes this funny for me. Okay, De Niro, that's me talking. I got to get this rant out of the way. So if I'm the Patriots, wouldn't the smart idea, even right now, if this was the board, wouldn't the smart idea right now be to go after somebody like, say, if the board continues to fall and there's no other wide receivers that somehow don't get taken before them, wouldn't it be good for them if they go after Omar Cooper Jr.? Wouldn't it be good for them if they go after Chris Bell? Because even though it's a reach for a first round pick, but the way that I see it is this: at least you get a wide receiver that you like. You get 5 years of his contract, low money, and you can continue building from there to get back to the Super Bowl. So if I'm a GM, I'm like, nah, I'm not giving up these assets for A.J. Brown. Because you know Howie Roseman don't want to give them up. So why the fuck would I do this when I could just go after a wide receiver I might like that's similar to him or possibly better than him if I invest in him long enough? So from a Patriots point of view, I don't get why fans are out here bitching and out here like trying to clamor over this so fucking much. But now I'm going to go on to this for an Eagles end. This is what I've been waiting for the most. I don't understand this stigma to where all of a sudden A.J. Brown's a diva wide receiver when we sat up there, watched through 18 fucking games. 18 games where I had to sit here and see wide receivers running 5-yard curl routes that are making no more than $50 million together yearly. Or close to $50 million together yearly. Talking about A.J. Brown, talking about Devontae Smith. But we get mad at A.J. Brown when he literally says the one thing that, you know, that's all on our minds. We're like, yo, why the fuck are we running routes like this? Why are we calling plays like this when we can do so much better? We literally just won a Super Bowl last year. How do we go from winning a Super Bowl last year to sitting up here and calling out like middle school plays? But we're mad at him for stating the problem? That's a diva wide receiver? As far as I'm concerned, if that's a diva wide receiver, sign me the fuck up. I'll take a diva wide receiver all day, every day. I will take one if that means he's literally telling you, dead in the face, either get better or we're not going anywhere. Because he did that through 6 months out of the season when he wasn't wrong doing it. And the only thing that he got was the owner telling him to be like, all right, look, I get it, I understand, but you can't make this worse because we know how the media is. And the owner ain't wrong either because Philly media is fucking shitty. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm keeping A.J. Brown. Not just because of that, but because of this. And, Doug, I know you know this too. The history when it goes to the Eagles drafting wide receivers besides Devontae Smith ain't exactly great. Check the list. Check the list, everyone, when you can. Because I can name a few off the top of my head right now. I don't know. How about Jalen Reagor? And I'm gonna be fair. I was the one that was clamoring for Jalen Reagor. In fact, funny enough, here's what social media won't tell you. In case people try to sit up there and doubt me, I was sitting up here and I was saying, you know what? And Doug, you remember because I was on call telling you this too. I'd rather say this. My 1A, 1B was Jalen Reagor and Justin Jefferson. I wasn't wrong on one of them. I sure as fuck wasn't wrong on Justin Jefferson. I said I wanted him here. Now they took Jalen Reagor. It was what it was. But I knew the history with how shit went when it goes to Eagles and wide receivers. And after what happened with Jalen Reagor, I'm pretty sure they ain't want to make that mistake again by possibly drafting another bust. So they said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go ahead and trade for A.J. Brown. And damn, did he sure as hell pay dividends. But we want to get rid of the best receiver in Eagles history just for what? So we can go ahead and draft another wide receiver that could possibly fuck it up? And we be right back at, we be right back at 2020, 2021 all over again. Eagles fans bet at the Eagles in general because I know Howie Roseman feels the same way. He's not ready for life after A.J. Brown. I'm not either. So I'm going to enjoy A.J. Brown while I got him. And if the Patriots are dumb enough to want to sit up there and go after A.J. Brown, I'm going to say this. And Doug, I know you're going to disagree, but I'm going to say this. Give me your future. You want A.J. Brown? It's going to cost you an arm and a leg to get A.J. Brown. Because I'm going to tell you this. You're giving up that 2027 first round pick considering what I just saw Jalen Waddle go for. When he shouldn't have gone for. Because we sure as hell know what A.J. Brown is in trade value compared to Jalen Waddle. Compared to, I'm not going to say he's on Max Crosby level, but it's going to be pretty damn close. Wow. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's all I really have to say. If A.J. Brown gets traded, whether before the draft or after the draft, I thank you for being the best Eagles receiver that I've seen since Terrell Owens. And it's a damn shame it happened the way that it did. But I'm getting sick and tired of people saying that man's a diva when really at the end of the day, he didn't cause not one toxic locker room moment in there. The worst he did was call out the same shit I've been calling last year, which was how bad and how terrible that play calling was. If that's a diva, sign me the fuck up. Doug, you got the floor before I make this pick. You got any thoughts? Anybody got any thoughts on A.J. Brown before I make this pick? Because that's going to be the last I'm going to talk of A.J. Brown until that trade happens.
There you go.
Oh, he's a diva. Okay, let's trade him. Okay, Patriots fans, yeah, let's want him. Oh, wait, he got degenerative knees all of a sudden. His knees is shot, but you want him for under a first round pick? Are you fucking kidding me? You want a 3-4-time All-Pro wide receiver and a Super Bowl champion that is, of course, a top 5 elite wide receiver. You want him for less than a first-round pick. It's not going to happen. I don't know what the fuck y'all think this is. I tell you what, you go right on Madden. Even Madden's going to tell you no. Now, with that being said, if I'm the Eagles, it's going to be real obvious where the fuck I'm going. If the draft fell like this, and I didn't have to make any picks, I didn't have to give away any picks, I didn't have to make any trades, I didn't have to do anything. Considering what the hell that tight end room is looking like, give me Kenyon Sadiq. I'm sprinting my ass right to the podium. I'm flying my ass right to the podium, and I'm getting Kenyon Sadiq, and I'm calling it a day. Because I know exactly what that tight end room is looking like. Dallas Goedert is sitting up here on a 1-year contract. God bless that man for taking that 1-year contract. But I'm going to tell you this right now, right after him, it ain't exactly looking too good. It's not looking too good. I understand the safety situation ain't looking too great either, but we can get a safety in the second round. I can sure as fuck know the Eagles can do a good job getting a safety in the second round. But that tight end position is horrible. Horrible. God forbid Dallas Goedert gets hurt. We are screwed. Give me Kenyon Sadiq. Give me your thoughts.
Taking value. It is what it is.
The 13th best player in the draft goes 23. Thank you. Next is the Browns.
Alright. Well, like I said to you earlier, the Browns needed offensive line help, and they knew it. But they couldn't pass up with the 6th pick, grabbing themselves a wide receiver like Carnell Tate. So now we're at the 24th pick, and they need to go offensive line somewhere, some way, somehow. There's no question about that. That's where you're going here.
Caden Proctor.
Weapon? No.
No Caden Proctor.
No.
We know it's a lineman, right?
It's definitely got to be a lineman. I'm not sold on Caden Proctor. I haven't been sold on Caden Proctor.
To be honest, I haven't been either.
I don't like him, and I would assume that their front office is smart enough to know, hey, he ain't the guy. I'm going with a guy that I think is going to climb up some boards more as we get closer to the draft. I believe he's 35 on this big board, and that's Max Heinecker out of Arizona State. That's the guy they'll take.
Interesting.
And most Brown fans are going to be like, it was a lineman? All right. And I don't think they're going to give a shit which one it is.
Bears are next. Go Caden McDonald next.
Next.
They
didn't even think about nothing else.
nope, didn't even think about it.
Next.
They need a lineman. They need to build those trenches so bad.
Well, then it brings us to the Bills.
Bro, I remember, which is so fucking funny to me. There was that whole Jalen Carter trade rumor thing going on, and he was linked to the fucking Bears of all teams. The Bears of all teams. And if people don't know the quick draft history with Jalen Carter, there were a lot of talks with him having to go to the Bears until they passed on him for obvious reasons. So that would be very funny to me if they were the ones to be like, oh, okay, we're going to call about Jalen Carter. We need a defensive tackle. So instead of just having to do that, just go with Caden McDonald. He fell right to you.
Alright, well, this pick's going to be fun with the Bills.
Yep, you can go anywhere with them.
I mean, they need an edge rusher bad. So you go and you take a guy like Akeem Mesidor,
who's right on value,
who I love, like a lot.
Or do you go with Omar Cooper?
And then you sit here and you realize,
do you go with KC Concepcion?
Your offense just ain't what it is.
Do you go with CJ Allen?
I mean, you can go all kinds of places.
They can go anywhere.
I mean, it is insane. And if I'm the Bills, I'm looking at two guys here, real heavy.
I'm looking at Omar Cooper. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
Okay. Number one,
I'm looking at Omar Cooper so fucking bad.
I'm looking at Emmanuel McNeil Warren right here. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm looking at him heavy right here. I have to. because we could use a safety. We could use a safety bad. Like I said, I like Mesidor, but I do think he might end up slipping in some drafts just because of his age. That's the only reason why. And then you keep saying Omar Cooper. Here's the thing
Bro,
about
they
Omar
need
Cooper.
wide receiver to save their
Cooper.
life.
Cooper is going to be an under-the-radar receiver. And you've heard what I said to you earlier about Mendoza. I'm still not 100% sold on him.
You're not sold on Cooper either?
No, I think Cooper is the reason why Mendoza looks good.
Oh, shit.
He's one of the reasons. Plus, it was his running game that really helped him out. And they had a great all-line. And the list goes on with Mendoza. So they're going to sit there, and they're really going to beat the table. Do we take that safety, or do we get Josh a receiver? And it's going to be hard for the argument, but somebody in that room is going to be smart enough to say, hey, look, guys.
Get him a receiver. Do it.
We have the best, I'm going to say this now, and people might argue with me in your little stream there. We have the best quarterback in football on our team, and we've never done him justice. We need to take a receiver in the first round that might be something and pair him up with the guys we've got.
I swear to you.
And let's just start winging this ball all over the place.
I swear
and then
to
when we
God.
got to hand it off, we got ourselves a beast of a back.
I swear to God, if they don't do this, I will cry laughing.
And I would hope if the board fell like this, if it was Concepcion, I wouldn't even get mad. But I'm going to say Cooper.
It
But
has
it's got
to
to be one.
Cooper.
It's got to be a receiver.
He's a consensus pick for the Bills, bro. It has to be.
It's got to be.
And
a
also
receiver.
considering this, some people forgot, bro. I didn't forget how they sat up there and shat on Keon Coleman like that, which was way wrong. He might want out of there, and I wouldn't blame him if he did.
Now, to touch on Cooper, I want to mention this because not many people are aware of it, and probably a lot of people didn't hear it. And we've mentioned it already. I'm a Raiders fan. The Raiders had a deal done with the Ravens for Max. Everybody
Right.
knows that.
Right.
There was a rumor that if that trade went through, the Raiders are clearly going to take Mendoza at 1, and with the Ravens pick at 14, they were going to take Omar Cooper and put them back together.
Oh shit.
That was a word that was possibly going to be done, and I could have seen it because we could have used the receiver, but not. I'm not one of these guys who's hell-bent on we need a wide receiver in the first round because we had Dante Thornton who can stretch the field, and we got Jack Besh, and I think he's going to be good. 2 young receivers last year that they drafted but then didn't use them. We don't really know what we have with them in Vegas, and then you got Trey Tucker, who's one of the fastest guys in the league. So do we have to have one that early? No, but I would have understood why they done it. It would have been able to make Mendoza even that much more comfortable when they get him involved into the system. So just wanted to throw that out there for people who weren't aware that that might have been a possibility. But you got the next pick with the 49ers.
All right, the 49ers, this should be relatively obvious with the
They
two
have so many
selections.
options, though.
With the two, yeah, I mean, yeah, but they do got some relatively obvious options. I think they're gonna go. One in particular, I think they're gonna want to keep it going, kind of. If that makes sense. And I think this is something that I can absolutely see them doing. I think they're gonna go with Casey Concepcion, the wide receiver out of Texas A&M, and I think it should be obvious as to why they would do this, because they're
It
looking.
means they can get rid of their diva?
Yes, that's exactly why I think they're gonna do that.
They can
Because
get rid of
I
their
think
diva.
right now everything's numbered for Ayuk to leave. Who they're gonna trade him to, I don't know. But I think with them having to get him, it's a sign that they're ready to just move on. They already did it initially, or at least we thought they did it initially with Ricky Pascal, right? And then they just sat up there and they just offloaded, Debo right to the Commanders, who we all thought was like, oh shit, I thought that was Ayuk. Apparently not. So, this is one where they're gonna do the same thing that they did. They're just gonna pick this guy, offload Ayuk, and start fresh with what they got at receiver. And I don't blame them for doing it.
Yeah. See, Concepcion.
Texans. Houston. Where's Houston going? Yeehaw, motherfucker. The better Texas team. I don't give a fuck. The better Texas team. I don't care. At least I've seen them have some success. More than the fucking Cowboys. Fuck out of here. Fuck them.
Well, they're going to be sitting here scratching their head where to go because they have options at this point. There's people on the board they wouldn't expect to be here, like Messidor. He's staring them right in the face. You almost can't even pass him up because you just use him for depth. But at the same time, you need some line help, but you need a guard, not a tackle. So do you take a guy like Proctor and hope he can work the middle? Do you go somewhere else? What do you do? What do you do? And that's when they just say, you know what? Fuck all those guys. And I'm going to go at 28. I'm going to give the Texans, and this might shock you because of what I'm about to say here, what I'm about to do.
Right.
But with the Texans, I think they stay in Texas.
Oh. They're
And
staying?
I'm giving them linebacker Jacob Rodriguez.
Wow.
I think he's 40th on the big board. Yeah.
Yes, he is. The 40th. Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. That's an interesting pick. I wonder why. They need Texas. I mean, they need linebacker help that bad?
I think they need a linebacker.
All right. Well, next we got the Chiefs again. Was this their second first-round pick? Okay. Well, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm sprinting to the podium. You go with Akeem Messidor out of Miami, so I'm sprinting. I'm over there. Yep, have fun. Messidor to the Chiefs. I'm sprinting there. Fuck it. Best player available for them. I'm sprinting over there. Fuck it. Take it. Now, I get it. They let that one lineman go, but let's be honest. That's a fucking plus rather than a loss, considering how bad he was. So, I'm pretty sure they'll address that in the second round. All right. Dolphins.
Earlier in the day, we went offensive tackle.
Right.
So the offensive tackle was taken from Miami. Now, before I say a word, in your opinion, what's their next biggest need?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? I said
just yes. They need everything.
You just go yes.
Yes. Affirmative.
If I said to you,
Can confirm.
GM, what do you think our next biggest? They reach for somebody. Do they not reach for somebody? And I just think at the end of the day, they're just going to say, you know what? Let us have it. Who are they going to take? Who do
Right.
you think I'm going with?
Right. Who you going with?
Well,
Go on.
somebody in particular.
Go
Who do you
on.
think
Make my
it
day.
is? He said, go on, make the day.
Yep. Make my day. I'm gonna take a guess real quick as I pull this thing back up. I'm gonna take a guess and say that they're gonna go after T.J. Parker.
No.
Damn it. Are they gonna
I'm
go
going
after
Brandon.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren?
No. And the reason
What?
they need a corner real desperate. And because he's still on the board, I'm going to take Brandon Cease from South Carolina.
Well, okay. Brandon Cease go off the board. Patriots. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. Considering that full-on fucking rant I just did. I'm sure everybody in this chat that heard me go over that 20-minute rant knows where I'm going with this. Right?
Okay.
Right? It's clearly a wide receiver. But it's a matter of what wide receiver. What are the wide receiver? What are the Patriots picking at wide receiver? Where are they from? Don't matter. Who are they getting at wide receiver that they deem as their guy that ain't AJ Brown? Well, they got the pick of any of these three big body wide receivers I'm looking at here. Okay? They got Chris Bell here, 6'2", 220, who has the build of A.J. Brown, because isn't A.J. like 6'2", like fucking 6'1", 6'2", like 220? So, I know, injury history.
Afraid of his medicals, exactly.
Yep, his medicals. I'm aware. Which, funny enough, goes back to what I was ranting about earlier. They was talking about AJ's injury history. So, again, if you willing to deal with the medicals, Chris Bell is right there, staring at you dead in the face. Now, if it ain't him, there's someone like Denzel Boston, who is 2 inches higher. I mean, like, and he's 209. He has a little bit less weight, but still, that man, I mean, like, hey, look, you gotta be able to run, you gotta be able to do something. You gotta be able to, moss people if you're gonna be 6'4". Don't be 6'4" and you can't moss people. That's actually embarrassing people. And then you got Chris Brazell, who's 6'5", 200. I'll be honest, just off of his fucking build alone, he looks like somebody I would go for. But out of any of these three wide receivers, if you are the Patriots, where would you go? I think for them, let's take the shot in the dark. I'm going to go ahead and go with somebody I haven't heard of yet. And it's really between the two wide receivers here. I'm going to go with someone I haven't heard of. I'm going to go with Chris Brazell II, the wide receiver out of Tennessee. Now, you tell me, out of those three wide receivers between Chris Bell, Denzel Boston, and Brazell II, which one is better? But I'm going to go with him. I'm going to say he's the guy that they're going to pick. Did I reach or no? Be honest.
No. I mean, most people are going to consider him a second-round pick. But with the way the board is falling and based off need, I can see you going and taking a guy like that.
Right, because it's like the way that I see it, all right, yeah, he's a second-round pick, but let's be fair. Between basically anything like around after 25 to 26, it's practically a second-round pick anyway. It's a high second-round pick anyway. So you're going to get second-round talent in a round they're not supposed to be in it, regardless. So, yeah, out of those three wide receivers, which one do you think is better?
Honestly, it would depend on where they're going. And with these ones going to New England, shit, I really wouldn't have a choice. I was just gonna be like, yep, just pick one.
Yeah, at that point it wouldn't
Not
even
much
matter anymore.
separation between the three, in my opinion.
Right, it really don't feel like there's much. But I will say this for Patriots fans that's claiming for AJ Brown, literally it's Chris Bell that's looking like that guy. He's literally has the prototypical build that you will want out of him that you see out of AJ Brown. And like you said, here's the one thing that's gonna hurt him: that injury history. I don't even know if AJ Brown had an injury history back in college. We don't even know if he did. If he did, then by all means go ahead and fill me in on that. But our Seahawks, Super Bowl champions, last pick. So where are you going?
The Seahawks being the champs, they can almost go anywhere they want,
Right.
take anybody they need, take anything whatever.
Don't matter.
You got guys sitting there that they might want based off the so-called needs. But you got to look at the Seahawks for a minute and think about what they did this year to become the champs. And then think about what came off of that team. What did they lose? And do we think Emmanuel Wilson can do what Kenneth Walker did?
No.
And then you got Zach Charbonnet, who's coming off an injury.
They got to get a running back.
So it's like, do they take a running back in this draft later?
Oh shit, this running back. Oh my god.
Or do they take a running back with the selection now?
Ooh, I don't
So
know.
now, when you look at the running backs that will be available with this pick, you think, oh, wait a minute, only Love has come off the board. He's the only one. He came off the board early. Where do we go here? Who do we take here? Now, when you look at the so-called running backs, I think you got Coleman and Johnson, Allen and Washington Jr. You can go with any of these guys. But I'm letting you know now, Jadarian Price, who was Jeremiah Love's backup, is the second best running back in this draft, in my opinion. But
Is that a good
because
thing
you
though?
Yeah, but because you can know for a fact Jadarian's probably going to be on the board in the second round, you can skip that running back right now. You then send your attention back to freaking edge and say, should we take an edge here? Do we do that? And then when you realize what edges are on the board, you're like, maybe not. So then you decide, here's what you have. Why don't we protect our young quarterbacks, whoever they're going to be? Because I'm not sold on Darnold being the long term. I'm just saying that now. I know that's kind of freaking some people out there, fans. And you're going to take...
Don't they got Jalen Milroe anyway sitting there?
What's that?
Don't they got Jalen Milroe right there just sitting there just developing?
Yeah, he's behind Drew Lock. They have him in the third spot.
I don't know. Sheesh. I don't know if that's a good thing. That's not good.
But you're going to take the second best player in this draft at his personal position, and that's Chase Pasantis, the guard out of Texas A&M.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because with a guard, it helps the quarterback, and it also helps that running game that I was telling you about that I'm not sold on right now. So he's a benefit to both the passing and the running game, more than a tackle would be.
All right, this is gonna be one interesting mock draft to post up on the socials and of course the Discord. I know there's gonna be people that's gonna be out here talking about what the fuck do you mean Kenyon Sadiq slipped all the way to 23?
It's possible.
It's very possible that he can because a lot of teams is gonna have to be filling out not only need but best player available. They're gonna be doing 2-for-1s, and I see this being a draft where there's gonna be a lot of 2-for-1s. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what'll happen. The biggest shocker though was Ty Simpson for me going over to the Jets at 16. I'm thinking he'd be a guy that'll go away later, but as you mentioned, the Jets, I mean, the Steelers, they do need to draft a quarterback now because we don't even know their situation.
I'm going to tell you this about Kenyon Sadiq since you mentioned it. As I stated, had I had the odds, picking the odds, he'd have went at number 13 to the Rams.
Right, and it would have been understandable.
Okay, I'd have done that. And here's my opinion. This is where Kenyon Sadiq will fall on the draft. 1, he won't go before 13. That's his target spot, 13.
Right.
If the Rams don't take him at 13, one of 2 or 3 things would happen, and that is he will fall to the Eagles at 23, or 2 teams will trade up above the Eagles at 23 to get him after he falls past the Rams, and that would be the Broncos and the Chiefs.
And I could see it being a thing where the Eagles could just sit there, be like, all right, look, they'd be like, fuck it, if he sits there, I mean, like, if we sit there, if he comes to us, fine, he comes to us, but we're not gonna rush the trade.
I'm going to say the 49ers, Panthers, and Patriots are dark horses to acquire his services. Now, for those 3, I'm going to say this. When you look at the Patriots, you see where the Patriots pick. 31. They'll either have to trade up or hope he falls. With the 49ers, they pick 27. They're going to have to trade up or hope he falls. The Panthers pick 19. So if he doesn't come off the board, he could be a pick for them.
Yep,
They could snatch him up in front of the Eagles because they only have Tommy Tremble.
Right.
And that'd be a nice piece for Bryce. And they can do anything they can to help that quarterback right now. He went from okay to looking like a piece of shit to being benched and then looking like a completely different quarterback. So if they can keep throwing shit to him to keep him looking like that different quarterback that he became out to be there for a little while, then they're putting him in the right direction. But in all honesty, like I say, though, I think the Rams at 13 is the spot to look for Kenyon Sadiq to go. And if he doesn't go there, it's 23. And the only shocker that could come in between those 2 would be the Panthers at 19.
Right. And
but Broncos, Chiefs, 49ers would trade up, and then the Patriots would hope that he falls to them.
And I'm going to go ahead and do a quick CPU one. We're going to see what the CPU thinks where he would go. Just because I'm curious. Anvil Reese goes to the Cards. Okay. Whoa! I don't think that's going to happen. I can see it, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's a stunner right there. So the Eagles gave up pick 23, pick 54, their 2027 second to get Caleb Lomu? Whoa! Whoa!
And the biggest shock to me so far is we're already at pick 11, and Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs are still on the board.
Oh my God! That was not what I was. That's a clip-worthy trade. That is a clip-worthy trade, ladies and gentlemen. Eagles did that for a lineman that's gonna be sitting there for possibly a year. Which may or may not be a good thing. It depends.
Here's the thing. In reality, you don't make a trade like that to put him on the bench.
Right.
That's the reality.
Right. You really don't do that because it's like, all right, bro, who is he starting over? He's not starting over a Lane. He's not starting over Mailata. So the only way
make a trade like that unless he's a starter.
Right. And the only reason why I would think that they would do this is because they're looking long term to be like, oh, okay, you know what? We gotta look long term at our, like future Lane Johnson. So I get it, but I wouldn't do it.
Then what you should do if you're done with this one, run another one, but use a different big board and see how different it looks.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna do it with all three. We got a lot of
15 and
trades.
16.
We got a lot of trades.
There he went.
Whoa, we got Dylan. We got Dylan to the Bengals. We got Mekhi Lemon to the Browns.
That means they traded back up.
You're right, they traded back up. Unbelievable. We got Avion Terrell to the Cowboys. We got Kane Sadiq still going to the Panthers, but in pick 20.
They made a trade to get there.
Right.
Because they were 19, actually. So they traded down.
Right. They just traded back a pick and be like, okay, fine, we'll still get Sadiq, but we'll get pick 92. Okay, fine, that's good value.
Picked up a third rounder to go down one and still get the guy they would need.
Which is funny as shit too. That's exactly some kind of shit I would see the Eagles do. That's some funny as shit. We got the Rams. They traded to get pick 23 and pick 41. Okay. We got the Ravens. They got pick 24 and pick 30. What's up with y'all trading with rivals? The fuck is wrong with you?
That's craziness. That would never happen.
Right, that absolutely never happened. They get Caden Proctor? Oh, wow. Blake Miller. Okay. Omar Cooper goes to the 49ers. That would be very interesting. Christian Miller. The Ravens traded again. The Ravens gave up pick 39 and pick 80 just to go up to pick 30 and get Christian Miller. That is absolutely insane. Wow, what a fucking random draft this was. This was a funny ass random draft. Alright, so we're gonna do another one again, like you said. We're gonna do which one you want? Which one would you do? Consensus or ESPN or PFF?
ESPN once.
Do ESPN? Okay, we'll do ESPN.
ESPN and see what they do.
Alright, we're gonna do ESPN. Alright, we're gonna do ESPN. Manuel Freeling just went to the fucking whoa, hold up.
And then the Raiders
What the hell is this? Monroe Freeling.
Listen to this. Okay, I can see giving up the 1 for the 2, the 16, the 33. I'm okay with that. You get 2 first rounders and the second rounder. I still think it's going to take your number 1 next year as well. But you take Monroe Freeling. That's not fucking. That makes no sense.
Oh my god.
This was wild.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Freeling.
Monroe Freeling.
You're going to take Reese or reach for Downs at that spot. Maybe even Sonny Styles, or you might take a tackle, but you ain't taking Monroe Freeling there. That's just crazy business.
Bro, what the hell is going on?
I don't know, but keep running.
Kenya Sadiq just went 8 to the fucking Saints.
There you go. I can see him going high. I told you. He
Oh, yeah. He went 8
I
to
still
the
think
Saints.
13's his spot.
Wow. Just, no fucking Chiefs, bro. Just they just double dipped. They gave up pick 29, pick 40, and pick 74. That is way too much value.
I don't think the Bengals would give that up for that pick.
Oh God,
They'd
no.
stay right at 10.
Oh God, no, they wouldn't.
I don't think that's enough.
That's absolutely not enough.
What
Sonny
the hell?
Styles went to the Rams.
Oh, what are we gonna do at 16? This ought to be fun.
Oh shit, here you go. Oh, Akeem Mesidor goes to the Raiders.
I'm all right with that. But look at this. We're at pick 16 now, and Jeremiah Love is still on the board.
I would be going nuclear.
I mean, he's still on the
If
board.
I'm
which
the
means
Vikings,
I don't
I
think
will
he's
be
getting by the Vikings.
salivating. If I'm the Vikings, I'm
he-
salivating.
He's coming off the board at Minnesota or Carolina.
Bro,
100%.
if I'm the Vikings, I'm salivating. What? No!
What the hell?
No!
That was
Vikings, what are you doing? Oh my god! Vikings, why? Why would you do that? Oh my god. What else is gonna happen in this random ass fantasy draft? Oh my god. Ruben Bain Jr. to the Bears. Bro.
Wow.
Bro, no way. First off, how the fuck did he slip all the way to 23? How did Caleb Lomu slip all the way to 23? That's
I
that's
don't know.
just as much of a bigger
But
question.
this is crazy because
This is
Jeremiah Love's still there
crazy.
and Mansour Delane. Get the fuck out of here.
Dog. No. Yo, what kind of medical issue did Jeremiah Love have?
He all of a sudden got real ill and nobody wanted him.
Oh my god! What
Yeah,
kind of
no,
medical
no,
issue
no,
did he have?
Restart that.
Restart!
Do ESPN one over. It restarted
No.
away.
No! What?
That one was broken.
What the
That was a
hell is
mistake
going
somewhere.
on? Okay, there he goes. He goes to the Cardinals. Holy
Now he's
shit.
already off a little early now. Now this is looking a little more decent.
Oh.
I can see the board falling this way. I could
Oh.
already.
Oh my god.
I mean, if you told me this was the first 4 picks, I wouldn't argue.
Kane Sadiq goes to the Giants.
And
I
wouldn't
can
be
see that.
surprised They make a move like that.
I could
Can
see
you
it.
imagine?
I could see
Can
it.
you imagine? Think about it. They got Scatterbo and Tracy in the backfield. They
Yep.
picked up their receiver already.
Yep, they do need a tight end. They do
and
need
then
a
they
tight
have a
end.
tight end.
They do need a
And
tight
then
end.
Dart was looking good. They got weapons everywhere.
Yep. Yep. The only issue is can they get the job done?
Are they going to take Freeling or Ione for the Browns? I'm
Alright,
curious.
let's keep on going. No trades yet.
Freaking Tate. That's
Oh,
crazy.
now I spoke too soon. We got Spencer Fano going to the 49ers. Wow, they trained with the Cowboys. They gave up pick 27, pick 58 in the 2027 second to grab him. Wow, he better be starting over Trent Williams then. That or he better be a good right tackle then for the time being until he moves over to the left. All right. Okay. Yup, just what we expect for Dylan going right over to the Vikings. Omar Cooper to the Panthers. Whoa. That's interesting. Wow, we traded with the Bills. We traded back 3 spots, but we got pick 91. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, I think the Bengals took their guy. I think they wanted to address safety. And I guess they went back a little bit too far.
Hey, I'm sorry, but like I told you, Peter Woods is a beast.
Ooh, yeah, Peter Woods
He's
is a
on my top
beast,
10
but
board.
he don't. I mean, like we got no room. We got no room. We got Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter there. You know that. We already drafted a defensive tackle in the second
And you were
round
trying
last
to trade
year.
one. Remember that.
What?
And you were trying to trade one. Remember that.
Trade who? They're not trading Jalen Carter. That was a rumor. They're not trading him. That's a generational talent.
You all had an offer on the table to the Raiders, and they turned it down.
For
Crosby.
Yeah, we did. We did.
And you were offering Jalen Carter in that deal.
Which is insane. I'm happy they didn't take that.
You offered your number 1 pick this year in Jalen Carter for Crosby, and they turned it down.
I'm happy they fucking didn't. That would have been horrible. I'm gonna be honest. Look. I love Max Crosby, but I'm happy they turned that shit down. I'm actually happy they turned that shit down. Thank you, Raiders, for actually stopping Howie Roseman for that. I don't know why he thought that would have been a good idea. But wow. Okay, so guess this is the last bit of random shit we can go. Caleb Lomu going to the Cowboys sounds like some shit the Cowboys would do. That sounds like some shit they would do. Emmanuel McNeil Warren is someone I really would have really wanted because the Eagles have to address the safety position so fucking bad. So that kind of stings that they wasn't able to get him. I really think that was their guy. I really do. I truly do. They just, Bengals got him. Zion Young, okay, I see it. I'm shocked. None of these picks that we've done so far have the Patriots going wide receiver. But sure, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, but none of these simulated picks got them going for a wide receiver. I wonder why. Because guess what? When you get later into those second rounds, those wide receivers are gone. Long gone. Chris Bell will not be there at no pick 31 for the second round. He will not be there. You can forget that shit right now. So it is what it is. We'll find out. But yeah, our mock draft has concluded. I already have ours saved, so I will be posting it on the Discord when the stream is over. I'll be posting it the same way on the socials, Blue Sky, Twitter when it's all over. Till then, Doug, thank you so much. We will be doing more mock drafts again as we get closer to the NFL draft, which is what isn't it usually towards the end of the month, almost to the end of the month. I think around that.
I believe so.
Yep. So I think like a week before the draft, I think that's when we'll do another one again, and that one will be a long one. So if you think this was long with 2 hours and 12 minutes, it's gonna get very long when we start having to do a 7-round mock. We probably won't be here for that until like 5 hours of doing nothing but mock drafts. So we'll see how that'll go. Till then, I'll see y'all throughout the rest of the week for gaming. Y'all take care of yourself. Have a good rest of the day, night, evening, and I will see you tomorrow for some gaming or some shit like that. I don't know. We might do anime night tonight. So we'll see. Till then, bye.